gonna get Galby flu again.
I only lost a little bit of lung capacity.
All right, give me the keys for this.
Hey, dude. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Matt with BleepinJeep. If you didn't watch the Bumble series, you really missed out. So there's the whole series. Then we took it out to Moab and did a whole bunch of trails. There's that. And then we came back and showed you what went wrong with it. There's that video. Now we need to install a cage and fix all that stuff. So today we're gonna get started working on the roll cage from D&C Extreme, and then we're gonna add onto that an exterior cage, and we're gonna fix some of the issues that Project Bumble had. Let's get started.
I've been screwing it up real good.
It's been raining all week, so don't mind that noise, but check this out. We have an entire roll cage for a WJ from D&C Extreme, and just shipped to us in pieces. We've got to stick that in there, figure out how that goes together and welds together. D&C Extreme makes a lot of stuff for Cherokees, Broncos, and what other thing?
Scouts.
Scouts. Cherokees, Jeeps, Broncos, Scouts. And they just came out with this cage for the WJ, so this will be one of the very first WJ cages.
I think this is the prototype cage, I think.
We also have, what's that?
This is quarter panel armor.
So we've got to figure out how to get that on there, and I think that you had mentioned you want to extend these, so we got to figure that out, and then come down with an exterior cage here, 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 over there, right?
All of it. All that stuff.
Let's start off by getting all this stuff separated. That's good. Now the 8-point tie-in bar. I damaged my finger last week, and I thought I was good to go, but apparently not, so I gotta go bandage that up. While I'm doing that, you lay this out for all the good folks at home. All right. Pieces of the cage laid out. Now we got to make room for that cage in here, and to do that I think we're gonna have to take out the back seat and the headliner. So this headliner is gonna have to go. We could probably keep it, but welding up there with it in place might be a little tricky. Yeah, I think welding with this in here might be a little tricky.
Yeah, I planned on that having to come out because we need the paint under it anyways, but then last Sunday I filled the tank up for a full day of riding and only rode for 15 minutes.
Well, I don't smell any fumes, but I don't know where these bars are gonna end up being. I would assume they're gonna come down on the sides to what was the wheel wells, but since we don't have the factory wheel wells, we need to take a look at that. Also, this is rusting.
Yep.
You need some paint on there.
I was waiting for the cage.
Ow! So you said that wire right there is for your taillights?
That's the taillights.
Some of the wiring harness runs through the ceiling instead of the floorboard like typical. Your car's not gonna run now. It's just gonna be a dead Jeep.
That's possible.
Alright, we got the inside pretty much cleared out, ceiling's out, and we figured out what those wires were for. They're just for all of the stuff that's in the ceiling. Lights, and this little gauge cluster that's in the ceiling there, and then the water for the rear window. The little spritzer. So now we have to figure out this puzzle over here. Which one shall we start with first?
that we know what it is.
I don't know what any of it is.
The rear seat bar.
The rear seat bar, what's this
Or
one?
the seatbelt bar. These are the front spreaders.
BleepinJeep front spreader. That looks like a window shape. Right there. Like a front window.
Yeah. This says main hoop.
Main hoop. Okay, so that one and that one is probably the B pillar hoop. Alright, well, we'll figure this out. You know, it'd be really funny is if they were just playing one giant practical joke on us.
Labeled everything wrong.
No, just like bent everything
That's
wrong.
bars.
Maybe I got it backwards. Wait a sec, I think we're getting
I
somewhere
bet that's
now.
where, yeah.
We're getting somewhere. I bet you it goes on that side though. There we go, we're getting somewhere.
Need some zip tie it. This one goes over there.
Check out my table, guys. Isn't that pretty? We just cleaned it today. So to clean something like this, you just wipe it off, then you take your flap disc on your grinder and just lay it flat and do the whole thing. Get all of the weld splatter off, and then WD-40, and it shines it up nice and pretty. Is that gonna work? I'm gonna guess that we need these next. It says BleepinJeep main hoop. The little bar is gonna fit in here and attach these two together. Alright, let's see if we can join those two. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're making quick work of this. What's next? Huh? It actually does fit because it goes to the floorboard instead of the wheel well. I think you even have the correct side. Alright, here's what we've got left here. We have dash bar, seat belt bar, 8-point tie-in bar, hatch bar, windshield bar. So my guess is that these kind of go over the top of those and kind of go over the roof. This one goes over the dash, this one goes behind the seats, and I've got no idea where those go. Okay, look at this, guys. I think we got it figured out. So we need about 2 more guys, but since it's just the 2 of us, I think I'll get the welder out and we'll just tack 1 tube at a time, very lightly. That way, in case we need to maneuver them a little more, we can. But I think that's the first tube right there. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we should do though is put the plates on the bottom and grind that off before we do, to make sure. Because once we tack that in, we won't be able to get that out to grind and put the plates in, weld the plates in. From the looks of it, oh, we got some extra stuff going on there, so it looks like we should probably just weld to the floor of the sheet metal there. I thought we were ready to start tacking, but not even close. We'll be right back. Josh, you got too many wires in here.
I got the same thing going on over here.
All right, Josh had a good idea. This main hoop ships in 2 pieces so that it's not so big to ship. But that means we gotta tack it together. So instead of hoping that it's straight in there, we're gonna put it on the flat floor and weld it together there so that it's flat, right?
Right.
This is my welding table on wheels that I built out of a Home Depot rolly cart. It's got the drawers and stuff, but it's got a wooden top, so I just put a 1/4-inch steel flat top on that. Works out pretty handy for stuff like this. go. Now it's one piece. I don't think you even have to grind that. Looks pretty good. Whenever you're welding two tubes together, or in this case 3 tubes together, oh, it just melted my glove. Make sure that you leave a gap of about 1/4 inch there, and that lets the weld sit inside there instead of up on top of the metal. What do you call those welds that are in there?
Rosebud? Filet?
Fillet. Why can't I think of the word? I thought it was something rose.
What is a filet weld? That is an actual thing.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I think that's a fish.
Fish filet.
Anyway, whatever those...
Plug.
Yes, plug, thank you. They were kind enough to drill some plug holes in there so we could do some plug welds. Basically, that is just a hole so that you get extra weld on that tube that's inside here. You get extra weld there, 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 and there. What do you think the chances are that this is going to fit through here?
Good.
That'd be funny if it doesn't.
It would be hilarious.
There we go, look at that. We did something right. We can use that to squeeze this a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty stuff. Yeah, we need to make sure it's square, but we also need to put the other tube in to make sure that it's back far enough, and then we also need to make sure that it's
Straight
level.
up and down.
Yeah, level with the Jeep. Of course, the Jeep's probably not straight up and down. It looks like it's up higher in the back. Man, look how sexy that WJ looks. Look at that. Woo woo. Alright, so I've got you a level here. Use that to make that level, and then I'll start tacking away. Alright, we got the wires pulled up and out of the way. We got the paint ground off. The plates are gonna sit right there, and then we're gonna weld these in, and then we'll put the bar back in, and then weld that in. So what that does is just distributes the load onto a larger surface. If you were to weld just the tube there, it wouldn't have a whole lot of surface area if you were to get into a little accidente. Are you on fire watch? Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna get Galvi flu again. That's the smell of galvanized metal getting welded.
Yummy.
Now I got my fan going now. So the trick is not to breathe while you're welding. Pro tip of the day.
You're on fire.
I'm on fire!
Don't burn my good towel now. I gotta dry off of that tonight.
Smells good. I made a hole. Go back! Alright, got my side done there. We're putting Josh to the test over here. Oh, you already messed it up? Not yet. I told him not to breathe, and we have the fan going for him to keep him from getting the Galvi flu. That's bad stuff. I guess I'm on fire watch this time. How'd you do?
Did good. Didn't burn any holes. I only lost a little bit of lung capacity. I think we're all right.
All right. Go higher. All right, so there's a lot of debate about this. I get grief on it every time I talk about it, but you want this to be right below your shoulders, about 10 degrees below your shoulders. So my shoulders are right here. I imagine yours are right about in the same area. So right in there somewhere, be pretty good. Maybe up a little higher. Okay, that's level right there.
Is the upper bar level?
I think it's pretty
It's
level.
close.
It's pretty level. Tack this. Are you good with it?
Yep.
Let's tilt it upward slightly. Now we should probably weld that
A little stronger before we squeeze it.
Yeah, quite a bit stronger before we squeeze it. One time I was making a roll cage for a buddy and I almost burnt down his entire Jeep because it caught both of his seats on fire. So let's try not to make that happen here.
Let's not do that.
Oh, we've got a family of hawks living next door. Did you know that?
Nice.
A whole family.
What do they call it? Family of hawks? Like gavels?
Probably a groose.
A groose?
I don't know.
A hoopla of hawks?
A hoopla? I'm getting too old and stiff for this.
I did figure out part of it. The problem I have about watching you, your circles are much bigger than what I do.
You're not supposed to watch me weld. That's the way your eyes go. You go blind. How many fingers am I holding up?
You're holding up 3. I wasn't watching it just then. This was a while ago.
Alright guys, next step, just to make this level, make sure we have it forward to back and left to right where we want it. To do that, we just put this tube in here, made sure that it was good where it lands in the back, right back there, which it is. Level's level. We also made sure that we were squared left to right on the top, because I think that's going to be more important than where it lands on the bottom. Got that?
Yep.
Ooh, I blinded you guys that time, I forgot. Ah! Alright, Josh has to go home to see his wifey poo, and we will see you guys right back here in a minute. Alright guys, it's early Saturday morning and we are headed over to Morristown to Red Scorpion Off-Road. We're gonna have a little meet and greet. So we've got the Scorpion loaded up on the trailer. Let's hit the road. Be a good boy, buddy. You be a good boy.
We're doing a hoedown. You ready? Where are we going?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Oh, look at that house.
What the what? Why does it look like that?
So Red Scorpion, the Tennessee Red Scorpion, there's actually 2. One is in Florida, one is in Morristown. So it's a little bit farther than I anticipated. We're gonna be a little bit late to our own get together. No, actually we're early still, but later than I anticipated. But we're almost there.
We're always later than we anticipated.
Because of you.
What?
You're running so late all the time.
Maybe if I wasn't getting everybody's Dr. Pepper together, we'd be on time. CGMs. Your destination is on the right.
You think they'll have a flexi spot for me to do flexi?
What's wrong with you? Why do you always want to flex? Flex.
Oh, they got cornhole.
Oh, great. I know where Matt's going to spend all his time.
Another chicken.
Hola. Sí. Hola.
C.
Your turn, sir. Are you trying to steal my Jeep? All right, give me the keys to this. I'm stealing this one. Go for it. He'll be fine with that. I don't remember how to drive this thing. It has too many levers. I don't remember how to turn it on. Yeah, it doesn't want to turn on. Yeah, they have it. There you go. Goodbye. You gotta play with the rear steer. There you go, baby. There you go. I'm a crab. That's gonna kill me.
All right, it's day 2 of this beautiful build. It looks like rain out there. Let's get started on this again. So, Josh has been cleaning up these tubes. He left them out to rust, but that cleans that pretty good with the little wire wheel. Cleaned up the welds. So today we need to continue on. We're gonna work our way backwards and then forwards on this cage. So these guys are next. What do you say? We put this up over the light? Use the light as a holding device. We'll figure out where these go in the back. Of course, we're gonna need to know the width probably for that bar. Okay, oh my goodness. I think somebody makes clamps to do this kind of thing. We just don't have any. Oh, it's falling. Oh, watch out. It's falling. It's falling. You know what we should do is just weld the bottom onto the plate so that it's at least kind of holds itself. I'm afraid one of these is gonna come crashing down on my head.
That's a valid fear.
We need some really strong magnets. Is there a way to make that? Oh no. We have got to find a clamping situation. Okay, let's weld right next to the gas tank. Sound like a good idea? Why are you acting like there's gas leaking?
Oh, I'm wondering if there's gas leaking.
You're just gonna hold your hand over it? Perfect. Tack that on the base to hopefully help. Is it helping?
No.
To hopefully help hold this into place. We need a few more people. Ready?
Yep. That is the vent.
In there. Like so. Alright, dash bar goes through there. Don't crack your windshield. Something like that. And then, look at that. We're getting somewhere. It's all a balancing act. It's a house of cards. It could all fall apart. We lose one tack and the whole thing just goes. Alright, we're getting down to the last of it here. This is the windshield bar. The BleepinJeep windshield bar. Where do you think that goes?
In the back.
In the back. Somewhere like that. Okay, you ready? Don't burn your finger.
Okay, let me pull these out. I'm burning rubber.
Did we get some on it?
Just little bitty ones. But I can smell it. So it burnt somewhere.
Good thing they're not fabric seats. Alright, we're making some progress. Look at this. Windshield bar, dash bar. What did they call this one?
Front spreader.
Then we've got, this is for seat belt and the harness bar. This is the main hoop. And got the, what would you call this one?
Rear spreader.
The rear spreader. And then what did they call that one? The hatch bar. And then there's one more bar, which I think it goes right here, or two more, one on each side. Since things are a little different in our application, we're not going to put this one in quite yet because we want to modify that a little bit. As you can see, there's already been some modifications in here, so it's not going to line up quite like they anticipated. Okay, so that's the D&C Extreme cage. If you guys are interested, check them out, D&C Extreme. I'll leave a link below. Why is there a bird going crazy in there? Hey!
Didn't work.
Hold on. I gotta go.
Debird.
Debird this bird. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so this is the D&C Extreme cage. I think the only WJ cage in existence. So if you're looking for something for your WJ, take a look at these guys. Now, that said, Josh likes to roll over about every time we go out, basically, right? So we need an exo cage. So we're gonna modify this cage to be somewhat of an interior cage, but then go through the roof and have an exo cage so that when he's bouncing off of trees, he doesn't ruin the body so much. So that's what we're gonna do now. So if you know how to weld, but you don't have a bender, you don't wanna mess with bending tube, that's probably a good option. Oh look, we forgot these. Got little handles for you as well that came with that cage. But since we do have a tubing bender and Josh is insane and likes to bounce his rig off of everything, we bought some tube, and that's what we're gonna use to make the exo cage.
And we also have a cool new little trick addition to the shop coming that we gotta learn how to use.
Oh yeah, we've got a cool tool coming. Hasn't come yet, but it's gonna be awesome. And it's gonna allow us to bend tube gradually rather than just kink it. So while we're waiting for that tool, I'll give you a little hint. It's a combination between Harbor Freight and swag. But while we're waiting for that, we're gonna have to end the video. We're running out of time. So until then, check out these videos over here, and we'll see you guys on the next one where we continue Project Bumble.